How is ED treated?
There's two basic ways to go about it. One, you increase blood inflow. Two, you decrease blood outflow. So you either get it in, get more in that's coming out, or you stop it from coming out so more of it goes in. Either of those are the two basic ways that every treatment for erectile function works in one way or another.
I mean, you said it's basically like a hydraulic system. So getting more in, letting less out.
You gotta fill the tank. You gotta fill the tank to make it rigid. You gotta keep it from emptying or it won't get rigid. So a lot of current available treatments for ED on the market focus on simply just one aspect of this. For instance, PDE5 inhibitors like sildenafil or tadalafil, they increase blood flow into the penis by vasodilating those arteries, right? But over time, they also, with that increased blood flow, they vasodilate the veins. So there typically is a decreased dose response to that. You are getting more inflow, but there's more outflow. Now let's talk about keeping blood out. So your typical constriction device constricts the arteries too, right? It's hopefully it's not a rubber band, but it's a device that's constricting both inflow and outflow. So you're still restricting inflow even though you're stopping outflow. So all these devices have pros and cons, and even though they try to affect only one aspect of getting that rigid, satisfactory erection, they all fail from the either side in some way.
So how do most ED treatments work?
Well, there's several classes, both pharmacologic and mechanical. Let's talk about the biggest class, pharmacologic. These most common class of drugs used for erectile function are what's called phosphodiesterase 5 inhibitors. Say that 5 times fast. Phosphodiesterase 5 inhibitors, or PDE5 inhibitors for short, they inhibit an enzyme that turns off the primary molecular signal to let blood into the penis. That molecular signal is NO. This molecule is made locally by the vascular lining, that endothelium it's called, of the corpora cavernosa, that giant vein that's inside your penis, and this causes it to self-dilate. There is an enzyme called phosphodiesterase 5 that turns off this response of making nitric oxide that's produced by the vascular lining of the corpora cavernosa, the endothelium of the big vein of the penis. This enzyme is inhibited by this class of medications, and so that leads basically to increased inflow and dilatation or dilation of those vascular spaces to fill with blood. That's how the vast majority of that entire class of medications works. One of the mechanical means of helping with erectile function is a vacuum erectile device, or VED for short. These are exactly what they sound like. We've all seen Austin Powers. It is typically a cylindrical tube that is placed over the penis with a seal at the root of the penis, just below the pubic symphysis, or that bone, that bony part of the front of our pelvis. There's some type of vacuum aspiration device, either a bulb or a pump, that physically sucks blood into the penis. These typically have to be combined with some type of constriction device in order to hold the blood in the penis, which is the third type of mechanical aid for erectile function, a constriction device. These devices are exactly what they sound like. They are a piece of material that lies at the base or root of the penis that help to stop vascular outflow. They stop outflow so that there's inflow to the penis, not with decreased outflow that causes that hydraulic action that we all know and love. The penis swells and it's ready for use.